back already with a new episode of Perfect Tattoo History. You know, at this point, I would like to think that this gentleman needs no introduction. This guy is fucking tattooing. You know what I mean? All you fucking wannabe jerk-offs out there that, like, think you're a cool guy and shit, this guy worked with every cool motherfucker that you suck their dick, okay? This is the one and only Joe Vegas. He's worked at Spotlight. I mean, he's been around the world and back, you know what I mean? You fuck with him, I'll kick the fucking taste out of your mouth. So, Joe, we've been friends for a little bit here, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's get your story. How did you start? You know what I mean? Obviously, you got the Joe Vegas name from somewhere.
Okay, so I was born in Vegas, and I was a runaway street kid, ended up in Los Angeles. There was already a few dudes named Joe in my clique, so I became Joe Vegas.
Cool fucking name from the start, dude. You're winning. You're already winning.
So yeah, I started apprenticing with Bob, and he told me to stick with it.
And this is Bob Roberts of Spotlight Tattoo.
Right.
How'd you hook up with Bob out there?
You know, I was at a...
Like, cause he's a tough fucking egg to crack, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I was at a punk rock show, and he came cruising in. He liked some skulls that I had painted on my jacket.
oh, really?
And we just started shooting the shit.
Really?
Told him I wanted to get some tattoos. Told him I wanted to get some naked lady tattooed.
Oh, he was down with that.
He's
I'm
all
sure.
like, yeah, been up, girl.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So what do you say? Come over to the shop, like hang out? So I mean, how long did it take before like he was willing to take you under his wing?
He didn't really have a choice. I just showed up every day.
So you kept showing up?
I just kept showing up. I just showed up every day, yeah. I was dating this chick just so I could stay in her house. I was a homeless street kid, you know.
Sure.
And she said I had to go find a job, so I would just say, yeah, I'm going to go look. And I would just go to the tattoo shop and just hang out with Bob all day.
Pretty righteous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a million chicks, you know what I mean? There's only one spot.
Right,
tattoo,
right.
So you were playing in a band, and then you hooked up with the guys from GBH and shit. And
yeah, so we were rolling with them, and Bob was rolling with them, too.
He was big in the music scene.
He was big in the music scene, yeah. He played with the New York Dolls, Johnny Thunders a whole bunch, and just countless.
That's the shit. I mean, that is the shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're punk rock, man, that's where it all begins.
Right,
you know?
right.
How long were you at Spotlight? You know, like I mean, what's it take to stay there and put up with what's going on?
Put up with Bob?
Yeah.
It fucking takes a lot, man. He fired me 3 times.
Only 3 times?
Maybe 4. Only job I ever got fired from. I probably did 8 years there total.
That's a long
Something
fucking
like
stretch,
that.
dude.
3 at first, and then I went to work for Colonel Todd.
So you're on the pike too.
I was on the pike.
I mean, you're everywhere. These kids dream of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
A lot of these shops. I mean, they're not around anymore. And you were there, dude. You know what I mean? You were there at the height of like shit was busy then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
And growing up around Bob, he would always like. It was kind of slow at Spotlight. It was dead, and we'd be talking. He'd be always saying how busy it was down in Long Beach, how busy it was down in Long Beach, how busy it was on the pike. Because Bob grew up on the tattooing at the pike with Colonel Todd, Bob Shaw, and he talked about Amsterdam a lot. And so I got a taste to do both of those things, and
it's pretty fucking good, man. Especially Amsterdam back then, man.
Yeah,
that was a whole different scene then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you had a fucking joint like back in the day. You're doing like couple of years in jail here. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you go over to fucking Amsterdam, you can just do whatever. Anything went.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can really sow your wild oats there, you know? So when you went to Amsterdam, you went and worked over there with Hank, huh?
Yeah.
When was
92, right after the riots in Los Angeles. LA was burning, and I just called Hank up. Said, hey man, can I come out there? I had to stay up till 6 in the morning to make the call or some shit. Time difference.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was working on the pike, and I just saw all this tattoo renaissance thing happening. And 90s was coming. All this cool shit was starting to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm down on the pike, and I'm just doing like hearts and banners with a 3-needle outline, and that's all cool. But I wasn't, I was missing out on some shit.
Yeah, there was more experience.
Yeah.
There really was, man, because all this shit you have today wasn't even thought of yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of shit that's going down now, I mean, none of this shit was happening. And then anyone that was doing it was like fucking Hardy and, and Bob and like some of these other guys. But like, you're saying like, okay, Bob Shaw was slow. there's a reason for that. Too, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a little bit grouchy.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's kind of, you know. Then when Charlie gets in the picture, it's a little different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cheswick can fucking put up with a lot of that bullshit. You know?
Yeah. Charlie's got the shop going pretty busy now.
But that's where I first met Charlie, was Amsterdam. I got tattooed by him. You know what I mean? You know, fucking hung out with him. You gotta love him from the start. He's just that kind of guy, you know.
Yeah. He's a bro for sure.
For sure, man. How long did you spend in Amsterdam with Hank?
I think I spent like 6 months there. I didn't make it through the winter.
Right.
It was just time to go. You know, like.
So where do you head off from here?
I went back to Los Angeles. And I was talking to Charlie. I was just trying to figure out maybe I was going to go to San Diego. Maybe I was going to go to San Francisco. I wasn't sure. I had an old lady back in LA. Yeah, Poontang calls, man. And pick up the phone.
So where'd you end up when
So I ended up in Tattoo Mania for a crazy year,
So
man.
you're there with Gil Monty, eh?
Yeah, man.
What was that like?
It fucking took time off my life, man. I promised Gil that, you know, what happens here stays here. So I don't really go into the fucking details, but, you know, I came out full-blown alcoholic.
Yeah, that'll happen. Hey man, that shit was fucking raw back in the day, man. You know what I mean? Like
it was rugged.
You saw like life-changing shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't for the faint of heart. You know, there's something to be said for having those experiences. You know what I mean? It makes you a little rough around the edges, and it kind of mellows you out in your old age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Gil said you better be able to swing a baseball bat. You're gonna work in here. And he fucking meant it, man. There was like little league bats at everybody's station, and you know, people got fucked. They got fucked up. I was in Amsterdam, and you would fucking slap people. You're tattooing somebody, and he moves, and you fucking hit him in the fucking chest. Fucking hit him hard too. See Hank doing it. I'm like, I want to do that shit too, man.
Yeah.
So I come back to the States. And I'm like fucking slapping people while I'm fucking tattooing it. It didn't go over that good.
Like a fart in an elevator?
They weren't into it.
Yeah. The first time I went over to that shop, fucking Molly ended up tossing some guy right out the door. You know the sign like, do not step over this line?
Yeah.
Well, some French motherfucker stepped over the line and fucking Molly had him out of there within about 5 seconds, man. Just kicking him in the ass out the door, you know.
Molly had some chick and she was moving around like way too much. So he put the lava Vaseline on her nose and put the ink cap on her nose. And then she had to balance that ink cap, and then he just dipped like that. Did the fucking tattoo.
Oh, he fucking rules, dude.
And then she had a little bit of a mustache, and he goes to shave her arm, and then he like shaved her. He shaved her stash too.
That's fucking awesome.
I mean,
those are the stories, dude. You're not getting that shit. You imagine if you fucking shaved some fucking bitch's mustache now, dude. Holy shit, dude. You know, there'd be a lawsuit and fucking, it'd be on the news and, yeah. But, so you get out of Gills and you're kind of a mess. And where do you end up after Gills? How many years is it at Gills now?
Dude, it was a year, but it seemed like 5.
Yeah.
And it was some fucking rugged hard partying. And dude, we had a lot of fun. I ended up back with Bob. I went in and it felt like I was doing a second apprenticeship, and you know, there's like a rungs of a ladder of tattooing. And
but so like the first, like, you know, there comes there's a learning curve for you to like get tattooing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how does he teaching you this shit? Like how is he saying like, you know, this is how you put a line in, this is how you set up your machines, blah blah blah, or is it just like fucking just go do it? Figure it out.
Oh no, he waits till you fuck up and then he barks at you.
That kind of shit.
And then I go back to work for him again, and it was like apprenticeship starts all over again. He's just bossing me around and ordering me around, and you know, like it's not like the regular co-worker thing or a regular thing. Yeah,
I think he kind of, you know, maybe he saw you as kind of like family at that point.
Yeah. I'd be blowing it with my drinking and substance abuse. He'd call me out on it, man. I need to fucking hear that. You know? I mean, at the end of the story, you'll find out that I got clean and sober quite a few years back.
So you're still there, and you're still fucking up, or what?
Yeah. And he's just, dude, if I was like up all night, he would know.
Because he fucking did it, you know what I mean? Like, he did that shit, you know what I mean?
But you're working on the pike and you're like up all night, back to work the next day. Nobody really knows, or maybe they might be suspicious, but Bob, he knew right away.
Yeah.
Like, man, you've been
and
fucking
he
hard
went down with
partying.
it though, was he?
No.
I'm trying to keep that quality up there
Keep
too.
the quality up
you
there.
know?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't be a fucking schmuck. Like you had to kind of know what you were doing. Like I remember seeing your shit back then. Like okay, let me put it in fucking perspective. All you assholes out there, you've seen all the tattoo times. You know the fucking picture, the spiky headed fucking kid that all you motherfuckers want to be. That's Joe. Okay, that's Joe Vegas right fucking there. That's the dude. Okay, that's like Joe's like a special kind of guy in this fucking business. He's been around these motherfuckers. He doesn't have a big mouth. He doesn't have a big ego or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about you. Like, you've fucking been there and done that and seen it all. And you're not like, yeah, well, I remember back. You're not like Commander McBragg and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're real mellow about it. And you keep putting your head down, doing fucking good shit. You're doing good tattoos. You're fucking up. You're fucking up there. Does he fire you again? Because you're fucking up or what?
Yeah. He said it was because I went to Miami to work for a while and then I came back for 2 weeks.
Were you working with that, Lou?
I was working at Lou's. Yeah. I'd go there and work for the season. That was the thing. Make some dough.
Fuck there, dude.
Yeah. And then I came back for 2 weeks and I was going to go to New York for my birthday. He goes, well, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to be fired. But, I was just partying too much.
Like,
he wanted me out
whatever.
there, and it was just time for me to go. So I did go to New York.
Where'd you end up there?
I just went for vacation.
Oh, just to fucking chill.
Just to chill.
Who are you hanging with?
It was my first wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're getting crazy. And how long did you just hung out there?
That was just like a week, and then I got back, and I had really wanted to work over at Body Electric. Those guys had Jesse, Poet Sailor, Riley. That's Jesse's brother, Clay Decker.
Yeah. And they're fucking Bob Baxter's kids.
Yeah.
Right?
They had it going on there, man. They were laying out big sleeves. They were doing bigger work, and that was like the shop to be at. And Spotlight was just, it was spotlighted, man. It was like we were cool as hell in the 80s, but in the 90s, we just kind of weren't that cool anymore,
Right.
I don't know, can't put my finger on it. Wow. But, it was like, Spotlight was a little more rough and tumble. And then, coming full circle, not like Spotlight's the shit. How the drawing style was the shit. But, in the 90s, all these extra wide lines and wild colors and all that, it wasn't happening there. But, yeah, Body Electric was a good thing for me. And
that's where you learn how to, really lay out all this big stuff.
Yeah, watching these guys do that shit. It takes some.
Who do you think really had the most influence on you there?
Jesse Tuesday.
Jesse.
Yeah. We worked together in San Francisco afterwards, and that's.
Well, he was one of the 222 crew too.
Yeah. He's a big part of that whole.
For real. Yeah.
That whole thing.
So where were you? Where were you in San Francisco?
Yeah, I worked on Haight Street over at Mom's.
Oh, that's right.
And then I worked at Temple Tattoo with Freddie Corbin, Jesse.
Well, that's right before you made the move to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So that's what, like early 2000s kind of?
Something like that. Who else was working there?
Well, what's his name?
Scott Sylvia was there.
That one dude that's been there, Jason, that's been there
Jason
from the beginning.
was there, yeah. But I was watching these guys lay out some big shit and keep these clients organized and keep them coming. And then they were working just nonstop, year round. And the street people come in and Oakland, it's a rough neighborhood. And I noticed that, if you had appointments and you're doing bigger tattoos, you didn't have to fuck with these street people.
Right.
And these guys doing the Japanese tattoos, they would draw something once and then they get to work on it for 8 times. It seemed pretty cushy, Being a Japanese shit, I'm a karate nerd. I had a Japanese wife at the time. So I'm like, I'm just going to go full blast into this. And it took a few years to transition into it.
But so you could do that then. You know what I mean? You could spend those 3 or 4 years and concentrate on this one fucking niche and get it down and get those customers.
Right.
Now it's fucking hard now, man.
I wouldn't want to try to do it now.
Yeah, you're trying to get that customer loyal now. It's really fucking tough, dude.
Or move to a different town and do Asian themed tattoos in a different town. That'd be rough, or try to do it in New York or try to do it in San Francisco.
There's too many good guys there like that. You know what I mean? You gotta really be the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta really be able to shit on those guys, but there's not too
people
many.
just go on Google and they can see who's
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was hitting the home runs. He was
Yeah.
catching all the waves.
But you couldn't do that even in the early 2000s. You really couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like there was internet and shit like that, but like it wasn't really that oversaturation of information
Yeah.
yet. You know what I mean?
Right,
Just
right.
getting there. So that you were able to fucking do those kind of things. You know, like I guess you would do that. You know, do some big work, and other people would see it, and that would bring them in. You know.
Right.
So, but so how many years did you spend at a temple with Freddie and them guys?
I think 4 years, something like that, before I came out here.
So, what made you want to come out to Atlanta?
I was married to my first wife, and we were just looking for somewhere to start a family. And houses in the Bay Area were going for $1 million.
Yeah.
So that was, I just had it with those people. I just had it with their egos. I'm sorry, I gotta say.
Say whatever the fuck you want. What are you talking about?
It was just time for me to plant my flag and get the fuck out.
That's cool.
You know? I got what I needed to get. Yeah, they'd had enough of me too. So.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do, brother. For you, it's your life, so.
Yeah. But going back to this, working at Spotlight, man, I always had to travel to make ends meet, and we'd go to Japan quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then I started hanging out with Zeke Owen a whole bunch. I go to Jacksonville, work with him.
Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, like my car got stolen, and I called Zeke up, told him I need to make some money, get a new car. He goes, well, I'll come pick you up, man. Why don't you come down here and work for a while? And then I was like, I felt kind of bad. You don't have to pick me up. I'll get out there. Yeah, I got a one-way ticket. Went out and just tattooed the shit out of Marines, stayed over at Zeke's house. And I was still drinking. He was drinking a little bit, but we'd just be shooting the shit all night.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there in his shorts and he has like all these fucking numbers on his tattooed on his leg. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? He goes, it's safe combinations. I'm like, hey. And then he said that he didn't have a safe, but he had a safe door, and he would like jackhammer out the closet, the cement in the closet, and he would like make it so the door like locked into that fucking hole,
Right.
And I go like, wow, cool. What if there's a fire? And he goes, oh, it's easy. You put a couple water balloons in there, and then you got your Rolexes, they're kind of waterproof. You got cash stacked in there and gold and whatever. There's some water balloons. If the house burns down, the balloons will break. All the water will get wet, and it won't burn up.
Okay. Sound thinking, right? Sound thinking from a crazy person.
He's telling me about repouring cement into the closet and just putting newspapers down the hallway and going in there with a fucking wheelbarrow. He was in San Diego and he had an ace tattoo down there, and he was playing pool with some off-duty cops. There was some altercation. Zeke did a lot of karate, and he like fucking kung fu the shit out of this fucking cop, like busted his fucking leg or some shit.
Really?
Had to split in the middle of the night or the next day, and he goes off to Guam and he just takes up there's a barber shop owned by some Filipino dude, so he just did tattoos in there.
Wow, cool.
Made a fucking fortune. And
Well, you always wanted to do that sailing around the world.
yeah, man, he didn't want to stop, dude, right till the fucking end. It was just like, it was time for him to just chill out, man, and he just wanted to go. And I'm like having a hard time getting a hold of him, tick on the internet, and then come on down. And I knew he didn't want to do appointments, and he hates tattoo collectors.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to just
was
come
always
in and
going
just get a tattoo, and don't make a big deal. Like Zeke hated getting his ass kissed. He didn't like young dudes making a fuss over him. Like I'd see him try, and he'd fucking harsh him out. He'd get all pissed. It always baffled me.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean,
You could have worked them. You know what I mean? You could have worked them real good,
Right.
But
So, I've just been bathing all these experiences with Zeke's cruising around, and there's just an older element of tattooing going on, and being around Bob and all that. I'm living in a different world than the dudes in San Francisco,
Yeah.
I learned a lot of shit from them. I'm talking shit, but it's just like
Yeah, but these
bit
guys,
different.
these are like the juggernauts of fucking tattooing, man.
Right.
These are like when the statues are built, those are going to be the guys that fucking have the statues built. You know what I mean? Those are the guys. And to be able to spend that kind of fucking time with these guys and learn some shit from them, you know what I mean? You know, it's almost like to me, I've been lucky enough to have these, a lot of these guys in my life, you know what I mean?
Right,
so to me, it's my duty to pass that on to some of these younger cats too, you know what I mean? And I guess that's probably where it's going to come in this shop, you know what I mean? Like where, you got some young people in here now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they look to you
all
for
the stories.
Well, but they're going to look to you for guidance.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can pass that shit on to them. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a good thing. But and I ask people this all the time. You know where tattooing was. You lived through what you lived through in tattooing. Where do you see tattooing off in the future? For you and even beyond you, maybe.
Man.
You know what I mean?
That's a good question, dude. I'm 54.
So, like, at 64, what's Joe Vegas doing? Fucking sluts and Guam, or is he still tattooing?
Man, I think I'll still be doing wind bars and clouds and koi fish every day. 70, I want to just be doing a little souvenir, be giving English lessons on some weird beach or something like that,
So you want to be chilling a little bit?
I want to be chilling a little bit.
You want to be chilling and do some fucking, little souvenirs.
Do some souvenirs.
You'd be the old guy that they bring around to the conventions once in a while, and they kiss your ass a little bit,
I don't know, man. You got to get this big white beard for that.
Yeah, you can do it. You got the 5 o'clock. It's only a few days right there, right?
I see a lot of fake old timers now. These guys that
These guys started when they were 50.
They started when they were 50, and they got the big beard and the fucking hat and the looking like Merlin the Magician.
Yeah, they're like, who's that guy?
And then they say they worked on the pike, and they didn't work on the pike.
Yeah, of course they did.
They fucking did not, and I hear all that shit all the time. They're telling me, like, I knew you back when you had your mohawk. I never had a mohawk.
I never seen you with a mohawk.
Yeah. But
seen you with a spiked head. Not a fucking mohawk. Them shits was all over the fucking place, You know what I mean? What the fuck? But that's tattooing though. You got your fucking fakers and phonies and...
They're allowed to do that. I think that we need some leaders, and they don't have to be 100% genuine. They just need to be there, and they need to have their heart in the right spot.
Yeah.
I think that's what's wrong with tattooing right now. There's nobody in charge, and there used to be people fucking in charge.
Yeah.
It was like
you see it checked all the fucking time, dude.
Get checked, and this is how it was, and then needles that were too tiny, and then the tattoos sucked, or we did some tattoos with no outline, and those tattoos sucked, and it was understood, and it was talked about, and it just wasn't done anymore. It was like, no more little fucking tiny needles, no outlines, and now it's just
because you knew what fucking worked.
Yeah, so now these old mistakes are just starting all over again, as people show me this stuff on their phone, and it's just way too fucking tiny.
Yeah.
I got a little chick working here, and she could do it. It's like, cool. Man, I can't. That fucking scares the shit out of me, man.
Dude, I'm terrified. And I can't do it. There's no way I can. I don't have the hand, and I don't have the eyes for it. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think I never really did anyway. I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
You gotta be real patient for that kind of shit,
And then people get hairy, man. They get older, and you do some little fining line, and then like some dude gets hairy, and you can't fucking see this shit no more.
Yeah.
Or he gets fucking sunbaked,
What's his name? Anil Gupta fucking tattoos. Remember
that? Whatever happened to that too?
He's still around doing that bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course he is. Yeah. Of course he is. But now, now nobody knows who the fuck he is because there's a million people doing it.
Oh.
What do they call him now? They call him like fucking micro tats now, right?
Yeah, and he's probably not like Instagram model looks, so people don't care.
Yeah, I don't know who fucking knows.
It's like he could get some guru thing with
the fucking dot and shit. Everybody can't be good looking like us, motherfucker. Fuck. Come on, Holmes. Shit. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Fucking motherfucking Hollywood faces right here, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, where do you see, as tattooing as a whole, what do you think? It gets burnt to the fucking ground and built back up? Or does it just go to some other fucking level that, we'll never be a part of? You know what I mean? Or is there something in between there for us? Is there a place for us, do you think? Like dinosaurs, when we become the fucking dinosaurs of the day? You know what I mean?
I think there is, and I think it's like vinyl. It's like albums, like they were the shit, and then
Right.
they kind of weren't the shit. CDs and
So
tapes
then
came
we
out.
come full circle.
And
eh?
then, yeah, I think it's gonna come full circle, and it's gonna be fucking micro cool again. Micro cool.
Micro cool.
I'd be okay with micro cool.
I'm fine with that.
I don't need
but
a
being
fucking.
a little cool is fine.
Yeah,
Right?
man.
Yeah. The fuck, dude.
What if? What
So-
if 100 people thought you were cool and they wanted to get tattooed? You know, once a month.
I love that.
There you go.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
have to
love
be
that.
a bunch of fucking young kids.
It's okay. I'm on
Licking
fun with
your
that
balls.
kind of shit. Yeah, cool. Who fucking wants that anyway? You know, I like that. You know, look, you know, there's people that come. You know, people that come around that are for real, that really want
Yeah.
that fucking info and really are in love with tattooing.
Oh, right,
and are younger.
right.
You know what? You know who these guys are.
Yeah, yeah.
When they come around, and you know when they're fucking, you know, they're just fucking little shitheads too. You know what I mean? Kissing
Right.
your ass for something for free. You know. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's that too, but you know, I mean, you know, we've seen them all come and go. You know what I mean? There's, you know, there's,
Yeah, man. This
you know,
is
I mean, and how many good guys do we know fucking croak too? You know, a lot of
Yeah.
guys gone. You know, like
Right.
from the time we first started up until now. You know, a lot of good fucking tattooers, man, are out of here. You know, a lot of guys.
How many good, like, this, name some names of this year? Or like,
This
was it
year,
last year?
or
Bill
fucking
Salmon,
Bill Salmon, fucking Zeke, fucking
Zeke, is it Stan?
Stanley just fucking passed. I mean, there's a whole list. You know, when you're on camera thinking about it, you're never gonna fucking think about it.
Yeah, we're gonna
you're never
forget
gonna
a
get the
bunch of
answer.
people's names.
But
Yeah.
there's a list. You know, there's a long list from just the past year or two, fucking guys that are gone. So, you know, rest in peace, all of them. But yeah, man. Now, Joe's in Atlanta here, Atlanta, GA, Bad Street, USA, at Thunderbolt Tattoo.
Mhm.
And so where were you? You're hanging out at a place called what? What was the name of the other shop you were at before here?
Oh, 13 Roses. Some lawyer dude had some shop.
Right. And now that's, of course, that's closed.
That's gone. We all dipped out of there at the same time.
Good. Because I remember you were opening, I was down here, and you're like, shh, don't say
Oh,
nothing.
yeah.
And I'm like, here's some prints for the new shop, Joe.
Yeah. We were doing a midnight build out.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, the fucking place looks great. You know what I mean?
Pulled it off.
Now it looks lived in too. You know,
right.
it's starting to get that personality to it. You know?
Yeah. 9 years.
9 years already.
Yeah.
It's been 9 fucking really.
A couple months.
Really? Holy shit, dude. I mean, that seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was like, you know, because it was right when my kids started fucking apprenticing.
Right. We wouldn't get that barbecue.
Yeah, remember when I got barbecue? Yeah. We're
Deep
hanging
fried
out at Liberty
ribs.
and shit was so good, dude. It was so good. Anyway, now what do you think? I mean, are you trying to make this an institution, or this is just ends to a mean, or means to an end? You know, you're just trying to get a bunch of dough so you can retire, or it's just gonna you're gonna pass this on to a student or something. You know what I mean? Like, how do you think
I'm not
that?
ruling nothing out. I don't got any kids like you, so.
Doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
you have your tattoo kids too.
I got my tattoo kids, and yeah, and they're solid.
That's what I'm saying,
So,
you know.
something like that could happen.
Look, man, like I got people, you got people in this business that you're fucking gonna be tighter with than your real family.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I mean? Because it's just you spend that much time with
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah, man.
You
8
know,
hours a day, 5 days a week.
We spend more time in a tattoo shop than we do at home.
Yeah.
So, or anywhere else in the world. So, I mean, you have a long, interesting life. You know what I mean? Like you're winning. You won.
Oh, thank you, man.
You know what I mean? I saw, like when I come down, I see you fucking sit here, you bust out, you got 2 big appointments a day. I mean, you're doing fucking, if you see his stuff on Instagram, his fucking tattoos are solid as a fucking rock. You know what I mean? Like, and it's got that spotlight look to him. You know what I mean? There's no
man.
question that you fucking, that's where you came from.
I tried to not do it, and it's just
It's impossible.
stuck. It's just stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta, I mean, it's
You know?
ingrained in you. Especially Bob, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You grew up with that dude yelling at you.
It's a powerful style too, you know what I mean?
Right,
It
right.
really is. The tiger. That tiger head alone, you know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
like, You know, Charlie does them fucking things like they're nothing now. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
and when you see them, that's spotlight. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But I always have a blast hanging out with Joe. I only wish, you know, the tattoo world now knew more about him. Because he's a fucking solid cat. And I appreciate you sitting down talking with me, man. You know,
yeah. I know we're going to wrap this up and then think about all these fun stories. And,
or fuck it. You can
gotta
send me, you know, whatever. You'll send me pictures and
you
all
got to
that
come talk to
shit.
us in person to hear the real shit.
Absolutely. So, you know, you visit fucking Thunderbolt Tattoo in Atlanta, Georgia. Look it up on your fucking stupid phone. You'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And thank you, Joe. Appreciate it, brother.
That was painless, man.
Always.